The Appleton Police Department is opening its doors to give you a sneak peek at some rare items later this morning.
That's where Pauline is. Good morning, Pauline.
Good morning. Well, if you guys have been down to the Appleton Police Department's public training room, chances are you've seen these cases, might not have taken a very close look at what's in them, but today you can, and you can also explore pretty much this entire room that's full of police artifacts. I'm here with Sergeant Lund. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's just talk about this museum. What are people going to find here?
Well, our museum has been around since the early 90s, and we always have a portion of it open upstairs, but the downstairs portion here isn't always readily available to the public. So we got talking about what a great resource it is and what a tremendous history we have, and we said we need to make this available to the public. So we decided to open it up this morning from 9 till noon. We're going to have our historian, Arnie Netikoven, here to talk about the artifacts and the memorabilia that's been collected. And we're going to have a bunch of our retirees here also that are going to talk about the stuff that we have and actually be able to provide some tours to people if they want to when they stop by.
I see a lot of books. I see equipment on the table, some clothing, and I saw this book here. Sergeant Lund, what is this book?
Well, I think that's some of the...
It's a handwritten.
I think that's some of the most interesting stuff that we have in the museum. Arnie Netikoven was able to save from destruction day logs that go back to the early 1900s that were kept as a record of the type of incidents that the police department was dealing with in the city of Appleton. There's some really interesting things that are in there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the dates. It's 1903.
Wow.
So back in the day, officers would have to come in and they just report on what they did for the day? Is that how it worked?
Right. Today, our officers do reports all day long, whether that's on citations or burglary investigations, that sort of thing. Back in that day, they would come in and they would talk to a desk sergeant, and they would report to the desk sergeant what exactly they had done during the day, and he would do the record keeping for them and do the report.
Wow.
So the reports probably aren't as detailed for the most part as what we do today, but they are a great record of what we were doing, and you find that the officers were doing very similar things in 1903 to what we do today in 2014.
We were reading this one. It's a really funny one. Picked up a little child about, what does that say?
About 2 years old.
About 2 years old, returned to its parents.
No.
Look at that. On a day's work. We'll have more coming up. We've got to explore this entire room, so we'll have more.
Very good. Thanks, Pauline.
A lot to see. A New Mexico